This is the Brush Up, guys. That's right. Brand new show we're starting here. Me and my man Dunbar Dix. We're going to be going through some stuff that's going on, pop culture, happening in society, around the country, all over the place. Because, you're going to be out places this weekend. And some people don't like to talk to people or don't know how to talk to people. You don't know what you're going to talk about. Your nephew's birthday party, whatever. We're going to give you some things. Let's jump to one of these stories because this what it is. It's the Brush Up. And it's exactly what I need is what you read and found out because you're a smart dude. Brush me up on something, man. What's going on? I think this is going to further the Epstein Files stuff because now you got two known pedophile groups at war with each other. And how soon will they start throwing each other's trash in the street?
We went to the moon. I don't know if you know about that.
Sort of.
No, we did go to the moon.
We went around the moon. Like if you drove by your friend's house, you didn't go to your friend's house. Vrabel and this reporter, what's her name?
Diana Rossini.
I also want to say Taurasi every single time, and I know that's not right.
My wife, good, bad, whatever you want.
Well, he's playing the media all right. He's playing the media all right. He's hands-on with the media, bro.
So back to the outline. What are you doing this weekend, Mike?
Yeah, right. Well, I guess I'm learning penguin CPR, heading down to Antarctica or some shit. I don't know, man.
I'm like going on ChatGPT, getting it to make tattoos for me.
Have I ever mewed before? Like a cow? Mewed? Like we're mutually nude together, me and two people? Like, are we mewed? Is that what we mutually nude? I'm good at this game, bro. Dunbar Dix, what's up, my man? It's the Brush Up.
It's the Brush Up. How you doing?
Good,
we're
man.
looking brushed up. Both of our beards.
Yeah,
we're looking brushed up. My wife is like got a thing, and it's this. It's this. It's this. It's this.
Yeah.
She wants me clean shaven on top.
Okay.
Which if it was up to me, I'd rock the Hulk Hogan. I go
No,
real weird.
This is where you listen to your wife, buddy. This is where you listen to your wife.
Here's a funny story about this week. She's trying to convince me to get a tattoo. She's like, "Oh, you look good with a tattoo. You like something here on my arm, maybe balance it out on my like left calf." And like the whole week I've just been sending her like ideas for a tattoo.
Real
and
ideas,
I'm like,
bits.
She hates them. I'm like, it's like I was like, I love Star Trek. So I'm like, I'll get a Star Trek Enterprise like on my calf, like the top down, like schematic drawing. It's a cool look. I think it looks cool. No, she's like, no. I was like, okay.
That's what she was going for, buddy.
I'm like going on ChatGPT, getting it to make tattoos for me. I was like, listen, I want Kurt Vonnegut. I was like, I got to fix something that's my favorite things, right? The audience gets to know me a little bit. I'm like Kurt Vonnegut and Carl Sagan and I don't know, Batman and Worf from Star Trek The Next Generation in a nativity scene where Worf is the baby. And I do it up, post it online. I do it up and I send it to her and she was like, "Are you absolutely fucking kidding me? Like, this is the worst. I cannot believe I opened up this can of worms. You are terrible at this." She was like, you can't just get like a dragon or something cool. Like, yeah, like, I don't even know.
A dragon.
I was like, what if I get the design that was drawn on the disc that they shot into space with Voyager, the time capsule they sent to aliens, and I showed it to her. She was like, no.
None of
She's
that.
like, you can't get like a waveform of your child's heartbeat. I'm like, it looks terrible.
Who would know it was your child's? They all look the same.
You have to say it. I will say this one other story and we can move on. I was once at a barbershop here in Los Angeles. I live in Los Angeles. I was once at a barbershop here in Los Angeles. And it's one of those places where they like, when I had hair, they were like, do your hair. Mainly like not Hitler Youth haircuts. Like that was their whole thing. Remember that? Still a thing, I think. And they would do your hair and you get a shave and everything. You pay like $70 for this and they'd serve you scotch. Nice. There was a bar in the back and a tattoo parlor in the back. This guy walks in fucking lit, like completely hammered. And he's like, "I'm getting a tattoo." And they were like, "Well, what are you getting?" He's very loud. And he's like, I'm getting a drumstick tattooed to my finger because I'm a drummer. And I was like, "Oh, you mean a chicken leg?" I like yell at him. I'm like, you need a chicken leg? He was like, no, like a drumstick. I was like, nah, you should get a chicken leg tattooed to the inside of your finger.
Yeah. What are you
and
doing?
He did.
Did he?
He did.
Well, there you go. If you're not turning it into a bit, what are you doing?
Change that guy's life.
So now you're going to get a full turkey on your forearm or so. What are you getting at?
Yeah, I'm just going to get like a fucking giant turkey on my chest. I don't know.
Man, no food tattoos, man. People with food tattoos, that's stupid.
Listen, in the comments, just suggest what tattoo I should get. I'm going to get something on my forearm and then something on my leg. And I like Star Trek sciencey nerdy things. But,
How about Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I'm a Carl Sagan. I like Neil deGrasse. I kind of want it to be people who are dead so that we know all the bullshit about them.
Weird.
So you don't end up finding out, like, what if Neil deGrasse Tyson like eats babies? Like, I don't want, like in the future, like if we just find out something horrible about, I love Neil deGrasse Tyson, but we find out something horrible about him in the future. I don't want to do that now. I won't wait until he's dead and then I'll put him on my body.
Okay, that's fair enough. You're like the guy that only has jerseys of the Hall of Famers, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
Some of this stuff. Maybe we should talk about ourselves, introduce ourselves to the audience if people are like just jumping on this thing, right?
Sure. I think everybody knows good and damn well who we are if they're tuned into this thing. You know what I mean?
Great.
You know what I'm saying? This is Dunbar Dick. So tell them where you went to elementary school, man. Give a shout out to your old school, man. Yeah. Let's do like that's what I'm
Robert E. Lee Elementary School in Tennessee.
Did you really?
Yes, bro.
Oh, yes, man.
I mean, that's kind of part of it. It's like part of this stuff that we talk about is like, you're from working class Detroit. I'm from Podunk. Like most of my friends I grew up with became cops, like Southern cops,
Okay.
And I still hang out and talk with them, listen, that's where I'm from. What can I do about it? I live in Los Angeles. I'm a television producer. We met in Los Angeles doing comedy together. You're in Atlanta now, killing it.
Yeah.
And we just cut it up, man. We just cut it up. But I think we have like similar, kind of weirdly have like similar POV points of view a little bit, right? Like we kind of a little bit from the same cloth, just a little bit.
Yeah, I would say so. I'm going to do my intro just like Monday Night Football, but for this thing, I'm going to be like, Mikey Wilson, comedian, St. Agatha High School.
Yeah, Dunbar, like television producer, former comedian, Robert E. Lee Elementary School.
Oh man, we just got canceled and shit. You see that new show where they got Confederates on there talking about Robert E. Lee?
Not my fault. They still call it that. Here's the funny thing about that school. They won't change the name because it's not named after Robert E. Lee. It's named after someone who was named after Robert E. Lee. But I'm like, it's still Robert E. Lee. It's still Robert E. Lee.
Man, they'll try some tricks that only dumb people will fall for, and then they all fall for it. That's when somebody says something really stupid in a room full of people, and there's a lot of murmurs like this, like, "Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, oh yeah." Then I'm in the wrong room. I'd be like, I gotta leave.
I mean, that's my feeling of like being on the internet. Like whole experience of being on the internet now is just that. It's just
it is.
Am I in the wrong room?
Oh, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
That kind of speaks to what we're doing here, which is like kind of catching up to the algorithm a little bit, kind of digesting some of these stories that fly under the radar. If you're not tapped into them, then you're just not. You're
a dude that's tapped into the algorithm. You know what's going on. Rabbit holes, reading all kinds of stuff. I'm the dude that the algorithm is jumping out of the closets at me. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey man, what I didn't even want to know about that. I didn't want to know about that. What are you jumping out of the closet with me about that for?
I kind of like have a morbid curiosity about some stuff, and I just kind of like, I'm like, well, this is fucked. Like, let's find out more.
Yeah. I think I saw something this week that I didn't want to see, and it was about king penguins or something. Like they're finding they're on the endangered species list now from drowning.
Like they drowned themselves?
Drowning. They are drowning at an alarming rate to the point where they are now on the endangered species list from drowning.
What?
I'm like,
that is crazy.
I'm like, we're global warming is melting shit so fast. Penguins can't swim hard enough no more.
I don't.
Like,
I
what?
can't do that. I can't do that.
And
that's
you can
too
look
much.
it up. I'm not even doing bits right now.
That's too much. Oh my god.
These penguins are drowning. I'm like, okay, man.
So back to the outline. What are you doing this weekend, Mike?
Yeah, right. Well, I guess I'm learning penguin CPR, heading down to Antarctica or some shit. I don't know, man.
What yard work do you have to do this week? I'm constantly
man.
fascinated about the amount of yard work you're doing.
Deck on the back of the house. I got to finish sanding it down, and we're gonna get it stained up. I guess I'll get that done, and then I don't know, man. There's some other, I got some other stuff going. You know, I got some kind of project going on, man.
I love it. I am going to a bunch of kids' birthday parties.
Oh, you're at that stage.
My kid is like, you know, toddler, not toddler. She's now officially a kid, and we have a baby in the house too. And we're just like full on. We got multiple birthday parties to go to. Then I have a friend coming to town to LA that I grew up with in Tennessee, and I got to show her around.
Okay.
And do you know, I'll take any recs. I'll take any recommendations.
How expensive are kids' birthday party presents getting now? Like, what's the limit? Like, used to be, it was like, ask $20. Yeah, bring a little $20. Now my kids are older. Now we're talking 15 years ago. It was like, hey, you get a kid at like a $20 something, you know?
Oh, wow. Listen, here are my hacks. Five Below.
Okay.
You can get cards. You can get a few toys and put them in a bag, small toys. That's typically what I'll do. And maybe I'm too much of a cheapskate, but nobody's opening them while you're there. So you can just leave.
They don't do that that used to be the thing, man. A kid sit around and open his presents in front of all the other kids, man. I'll guarantee you right now, anybody in your 40s, maybe even early 50s, you look back at your pictures from when you were at a birthday party, either your birthday or one of your friends' birthday or whatever. I guarantee you most of the pictures are about the birthday kid is sitting there opening their presents, and all the other kids are sitting around watching you open your presents. You're telling me they don't do that no more?
They do not do that now. They put them on, they have them in a bag, you set them at a table, and then everybody just leaves, and you have to put your name on the thing. Maybe it's an LA thing, I don't know. And then you open them. You don't open them in front of the kids. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know.
That, man, that was always the thing about you sit there and watch the other kid get, you'd be like, oh man, you'd be jealous as hell, like, oh man, they got some sweet shit, you know.
I think maybe when she's older, but right now everybody's just kind of going through the motions on the birthday. What I don't get is, like, when we do her birthday, I go get Costco pizzas and cupcakes and go to the park. I'm not paying anything. Some of these birthday parties, they're paying like $1,500 for a playroom.
Nah,
all kinds. It's crazy.
Backyard
it's crazy.
And I want the pictures where the kids opening the presents and every other kid looks bummed out.
Maybe we'll do that this year. Who knows? We went to a birthday party. They petted rabbits.
Okay.
It was like a whole thing. I'm like, yeah, great. All the kids.
I wonder how much I got rented them rabbits for.
Yeah, right. I might get into the rabbit business.
Get some rabbits, man. Get some rabbits going, man. Some rabbits going, something like that, man.
You know, crazy stuff. I'm excited. You know, like this week, there's a lot going on. We got a lot of stories to go through that are kind of crazy.
Let's jump on some of them, man.
Let's jump on some of them. You know, I mean, it's, you know, it definitely beats me doing like another simulated mock draft for the Tennessee Titans, which I've done like 1,000 of. Yeah.
Listen. If you guys want to see the mock draft next week on DWMOD, we'll be running that rascal down like we do every single year, man. I tell you what.
Are you going to have me on? Am I going to be on?
That's possible.
I got some takes. I got some takes.
That could be, man. I know you
Raiders to ruin another quarterback. Let's see it.
Wow, they probably will. Listen, let's jump to one of these stories, because this what it is. It's the brush up, and it's exactly what I need, is what you read and found out, because you're a smart dude. Brush me up on something, man. What's going on?
Well, I think, like, how do you feel about space?
I know Macho's like, yeah, space is the place. Cream of the crop, sky's the limit. Space is the place. Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, like right now we have like, for instance, in the movies, right? Did you see Project Hail Mary?
Oh yeah, I did, man. Yeah.
Isn't it great?
Oh, that was one of the best movies that I've seen in the theater in a long time.
It's great. Me and my wife like got babysitters for both our kids to go see that in the IMAX, and it didn't disappoint. I mean, like space is kind of in the zeitgeist a little bit right now. Like you have Mario Galaxy and Project Hail Mary in the theaters. They're breaking records. Like it's been the best quarter of movies grossing in since pre-COVID. And then like if you haven't been paying attention for like the last 2 weeks, we went to the moon. I don't know if you know about that. No, we did go to the moon.
We went around the moon. Like if you drove by your friend's house, you didn't go to your friend's house. You knocked on the door and sat on the couch.
You didn't go in.
No, you went by your friend's house. You didn't go to your friend's house.
I'm not gonna let you ruin my mood about this because I'm real into it.
I think it's cool. Let's just not have,
for those of you who don't know, a 4-man mission, the Artemis 2, went to the moon on a 10-day mission. They slingshotted around the Earth.
Now, see, you did it again, though, man.
What?
It took them 10 days to get around the moon and slingshot come back. They didn't go to the moon on a 10-day mission.
But they will go to the moon.
They're going.
And that is the thing that's really freaking exciting about it. Yeah. And not only that, it's like, it's optimistic. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened. One, they traveled further than any human being has ever traveled away from Earth. When they did that slingshot motion around the moon, they spanned further than any other human being has ever traveled past the solar system.
Now, I do know the answer to why on that.
Why?
Because I did just read. I read a little bit. I read something from Neil deGrasse Tyson, and it said that the moon is actually 20 times further away from Earth right now than it was at its inception. It is continually spinning away from Earth. Yeah. Every single day it gets a little further away from Earth. So if anybody listening is like, well, we've been there before, so how could this have been further? Because the moon is further tomorrow than it was today.
And the crazy thing is like some people have put these animations online, but what I love is that it's like we're kind of space crazy a little bit out there. 10 million people have watched it. More people have watched the live stream of Artemis than any other NASA mission in like, I think the last 20 years. 100,000 people camped outside of the Artemis rocket launch. You know what I mean? Cool. All these people made it back alive, and it kind of gives you this sense of like how the Olympics kind of give you this sense of optimism at a time when there are a lot of things that like, frankly, people don't feel optimistic about. It's like we have this far-reaching goal, this incredible mission of humanity to put a space station on the moon. And that's kind of the thing that I think is getting lost in the sauce about the Artemis mission. This is Artemis 2. Artemis 1, they sent the rocket up and the capsule up and made sure that like that all worked. This was just practicing the mission to go back to the moon and come back. They're going there. I think it's in 4 stages. I don't know all the details.
Yeah, they got to do another practice run. They got to do another practice run. The 4th one will be when they land.
And then the 4th one, they're going to land on the moon in 2028, which is really exciting. But ultimately, the plan is to potentially have a base on the moon. And the reason is, Mike, do you know the reason why we're doing that?
I don't know why we would want to have a base on the moon. And I'm going to let you tell me, because I'm always like, well, it's uninhabitable. It's not a planet. It's just the moon. I guess there's things to study, but we already got a space station up there. Why don't we try to put one a little further? But you tell me.
Well, 2 things. One, when we originally went to the moon, we didn't send scientists to the moon. We barely did any. We brought some things back and did studies on them, but we didn't actually study the moon. So one is to like do these long-term experiments. 2, it's only 10 days away. So we can continue to send supplies and stuff there. And I think you're kind of figuring out what I'm saying here. We can trial balloon our ability to be able to live in an uninhabitable environment to potentially go to Mars. And I think that is, the next stage. So you can get a bunch of things up to the moon, and then it's much easier to escape the moon's gravity and get to Mars from there. And so that is the next stage.
There's no truth to the rumor about a giant landfill. And we're going to just send trash out to them. No.
Why would we need a landfill? Let's just shoot it into the sun. We wouldn't need a landfill. We just shoot it out.
The most expensive trash bag
there's a lot of trash in space, but it is kind of an exciting thing. And like, they're talking about all this high-tech stuff. Like, they're going to melt the moon dust because it's kind of sharp, and they're going to melt the moon dust to create roads. And they're going to go there with like 3D printers to help build structures.
Now see, this is the part I don't like. We ain't even been there yet. We drove down the block and we're already remodeling the kitchen on this motherfucker.
It's the American way.
We don't know American way. We're already talking about putting roads and
Listen, did your mom ever shove you in the car and like drive around to look at houses and like speculate about what you were going to do, what you would do if you owned that? That's what we're doing.
Probably, but I'm like, man, we don't even know. We didn't even get there yet and test the dust. We're already trying to figure out how to turn it into a road so we can put a house, a 3D printer. Let's calm down a minute, man.
It's great. And they're going to build these potentially, they're still figuring out, like, they don't even know which capsule I think that they're going to put on the moon. So they're still figuring out like some of the stages of it. But the plan is by 2028, we will have people on the moon, and we may have people permanently on the moon, in our lifetimes,
sure.
Which is exciting. I'm still pissed that we don't have flying cars. Like, so the least they can do is have a moon base.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing about there's a lot of people listening right now that are like, we never even landed on the moon ever. And Neil deGrasse Tyson will fight you over that. You ever see him when somebody asks him about that? He loses his mind. He's like, we most certainly did. Let me ask you a question. Maybe but you can ask a regular person, like, how many times have we landed on the moon? And there's this conception. How many times have we landed on the moon, Dunbar?
I don't know. I have to look it up.
Yeah, there's this. If you ask like 7 out of 10 people are uneducated on this, they will tell you, well, only the one time, and we never went back. That's why everybody thinks it's fake. Like we flew out there again, but we never landed on the moon again. Like that's why it was fake. And I'm like, well, they landed on the moon like 6 or 7 times, guys, between 1969 and 1972.
6.
Yeah, 6 times. Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, all of them. Which number did I miss in there?
I don't know. 13 is the one that went bad.
Apollo
that was
13.
Supposed to land on the moon, I believe.
But which is an interesting tie back to what you said before about this Artemis 2. They went the furthest. They went the most miles in a round trip getting back to Earth. Apollo 13 held that record because of all the fuck ups you saw in the movie, like how everything went bad. They spent more time out there trying to figure out how to get home, and they held the record for the most miles traveled till this one.
I mean, I think it's like says something about the human condition too. It's like, this isn't in our nature. It's like we're fundamentally curious beings. We're explorers. We want to see new things. I mean, I imagine like the first sailors that traversed the Atlantic Ocean and like what they must have been thinking, or the wayfarers in the Polynesian Islands, like traveling, thousands of miles on a small boat, looking up at the star. I mean, that is what we do. We imagine
it is
these
in
spaces,
our nature. We need to get to the moon, see who's on it, tell them to kick rocks and hit the road, get out of here. We're building some suburbs. We need to bounce whoever's there. We need to kick them out.
We're gonna mine it for minerals.
There's money to be made here. The new iPhone will be made out of melted sharp dust from the moon and shit. That's what's going on.
Yeah, it'll be made out of whatever's on there.
Yeah,
that's what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll find a new mineral that makes us all super geniuses or whatever.
I hope they find something. Something.
But I mean, I think it's exciting, and everybody's like, get on as an old guy. I'll say this. Get on the bandwagons, because the bandwagons are kind of fun. When they're positive and they're open like that, like, don't be cynical. Jump on and enjoy it.
This is a good one. This is a kind of a cool one, man. We all grew up on space travel. I mean, seriously, like a small amount of people were big Star Trek fans. Everyone was a Star Wars fan. You grew up on this stuff. You know what I mean?
Excuse me.
I'm just stating facts.
A lot of Star Trek fans.
I'm not making fun of nobody. There's a lot of Star Trek fans. They ain't nowhere near as many as there are Star Wars fans. You know, Han Solo was
It's a
cool.
children's movie, so
You know,
there.
Star Trek just didn't have cool dudes. They didn't grab me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, like I'm excited for the Grogu movie.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
I'm going to see it.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
why
I'm gonna
not?
see that in the theater for sure. For sure. My
Yeah,
son loves
absolutely.
Mandalorian. My son loves Mandalorian.
Okay, Mike, what do you got for me? What's going on in your world?
I'm gonna throw a little one at you. I just saw this today and it blew my mind. Like you go, I'm sure you guys go out to eat more so before the babies, but
Yeah.
this Texas Roadhouse, everybody I've ever talked to is like, you got to go to Texas Roadhouse because you got to have, they bring out that warm bread with that cinnamon butter, you know, the cinnamon butter in the bread, and you got to have it. And
Yeah.
I just saw a thing today that ain't even real butter. And this is the truth. Dunbar, that ain't even real butter. I'm angry about this, man. I'll be less mad about houses on the moon. They said it's like vegetable fat and soy fat and some kind of chemicals to bond them together, and then cinnamon. It's not even real butter, man.
Those kitchens, they just cutting bags and dumping them on plates and putting them in microwaves, right? Like that's my theory.
Oh man, terrible. And I'm like, this is the funny part, because me and my wife went there because everybody's like, you gotta have. So we went there, and now my wife is like big into like baking, and she's big into like sweets and stuff. She's like, oh, let's go try that. She's knowledgeable about it. She ate a little bit of it and was like, this is not good. I don't know what everybody's talking about. This is not good. Something's not right. Something's off here. This is not good.
Yeah.
And then I saw this thing today and I just showed it to her. And she was like, I told you it wasn't right.
You'd be lucky if it's actually a steak that you're eating. Go on Google for the audience here. Go on Google and search meat glue.
No, don't do that. You'll ruin the rest of your weekend. You'll ruin 4th of July. You'll ruin every barbecue. Do not Google meat glue. Just go to Taco Bell and you can see it. You don't need to Google what it is.
How did you know we had Taco Bell tonight?
Oh man, I like Taco Bell. I'm not gonna lie about it. Dorito Taco Shell changed the game, bro.
What?
The Dorito Taco Shell changed the game, man.
I'm a big fan of the Baja Blast. That's refreshing. That's a crispy drink.
You know how old Baja Blast is?
No, how old?
I picked up a 12-pack a little while ago at the store, and on the side of it, it said 20th anniversary, dude. That debuted at Taco Bell almost 20 years ago. Do you feel old?
I do feel old.
It feels like a new drink, doesn't it?
Remember the cinnamon twists?
Yeah, they still got those.
When the original Batman came out, I think that's when they came out with those, because it was part of the deal with the Batman integration, because they had Batman, marketing on it.
Yeah, that stuck around. That blew me away though, man. Baja Blast, 20 years old.
We're old. That's it.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's it. We're old.
That's crazy. Listen, here's one I know you probably know a little bit more than me, so I want you to brush me up on this a little bit. Vrabel and this reporter, what's her name?
Diana Rossini.
I also want to say Taurasi every single time, and I know that's not right.
My wife's last name, close to it.
That's the WNBA, and I'm like, no, it's not her.
Oh, that's right.
So I always want to say the same thing too, but it's not okay. Tassini. Now so they caught them at a resort holding hands and snuggling up and shit, huh?
Yeah, they did. They were like, there's these photos online, and the thing I love about it is that they're like, people are replicating it, where they're just kind of like holding hands and looking at each other. You don't look at somebody like that, that you're not. Look, I will say this. This story is kind of gross, but also interesting. But then also the internet take on it is even grosser. And there's a conversation to be had about how when any woman is criticized on the internet, all of a sudden these weirdos come out and go after them in a weird way. And so you're like, okay, look, I want to criticize some things about what's going on here, but I don't want to do that.
I don't care.
That other thing.
These people are adults, man. This ain't none of my business. I just want to know how many trades were influenced by faulty stories. That's all I want to know.
That's interesting. And the other part of it too is like, I'm a Titans fan. Mike Vrabel was the coach of the Tennessee Titans. When he left, the media kind of went scorched earth on the organization. And then, a couple of things. I mean, look, like he had 2 losing seasons and was bounced out of the first round in the third season. They made it to the playoffs, 3 seasons before he was fired. He got bounced down in the first round. So it's like not unbelievable that he got fired. They went off. They were like, oh, he's a terrible, the organization's horrible. How could they do this? How could they do this? And you're like, well, yeah, I get it. I'm upset too, but also like, what? I think he plays the media interestingly. I think he's an interesting operator. Good, bad, whatever you want.
He's playing the media all right. He's playing the media all right. He's hands-on with the media, bro. He's playing the fiddle.
But the problem is now, Diana Rossini, it was being investigated by The Athletic. Then she resigned. She to be investigated for The Athletic on whether her story was true or not, because The Athletic is owned by her story. So they came out. What happened was these photos came out last week. How did these photos happen? Who ordered these photos? Who wanted these photos? Who knew this was happening? Those are all kind of questions you have to kind of ask yourself. Like, was it a spouse? Was it another reporter or media organization? Who wanted to out this?
What doors do we need to look behind?
Yeah. What doors do we need to look behind? Then it like came out and they dismissed it immediately. Then The Athletic was like, we fully support Diana Rossini. Then The Athletic came out and said, we have to have an investigation about this for integrity's sake, because they're owned by the New York Times. And I guess a bunch of reporters there were like, hey, there's an integrity problem here. Then it was unearthed that a wife of a coach with the Washington Commanders tweeted a bunch of stuff about Diana Rossini like years ago about her being a homewrecker to get scoops. I don't know.
And maybe, maybe it ain't to get scoops. Maybe she just likes football coaches, but
she's married, she has kids.
That's none of my business, but yeah. I mean, listen, it is, but here's the thing to me on that is like, go ahead and judge people. You can go ahead and have your morals and your like, I'm not one of these people that's like, well, that's none of your business. And okay, so that's fucked up. She got kids and stuff, but that's her mistake. She got to live with it. I don't know why I got to pound on her about it. You know what I mean? And second of all, I don't know what they have going on. A lot of these people that are high profile and married and stuff like that, sometimes it's just cheaper to stay together, tax purposes, all kinds. They could have some open shit. I don't know what they got going on. I don't care about any of that. I care about how it's affecting the integrity of her stories and what's going on, because I'm a big NFL fan. How many times was I reading some stuff that maybe somebody fed her that wasn't, real, or something that she might have felt like she had liberty to just make some shit up because who's going to check me on it? I've been banging the dude. I'll tell him.
Yeah. If that's what's happening. I mean, but that is ultimately the question at hand right now with her, is that like, if you think about it in terms of NFL insider information, it's like her, Adam Schefter, and one other guy. And they're the guys who always break stories. And listen, like I follow her on social media. When she posts something, I'm like, there's probably something there. The question is like, she comes out with this letter and resigns from The Athletic, I think 2 days ago.
That's guilt.
The letter is very legally written. And in it, she's like, I'm not going to subject myself to an investigation. The Athletic then comes out and goes, we're going to continue our investigation. So now the implication is that like she wrote the letter to stop the investigation. And if that's the case, what is she hiding? Who knows?
Where there's smoke, there's fire. If this was the first time, then you'd be like, oh, okay, man, they're adults and they're in their midlife crisis. And what, like I said, man, that's their business. I don't know what Vrabel's got going on with his wife either. They could have been separated for the last 5 years. He's a football coach, man. They don't have a lot of time for shit. She might have got burned out a while ago. I don't know. But now we find out there's some coaches from Washington. Now we're going to find out probably more. I'm going to bet we're probably going to find out more.
Well, coming up for our listeners here, coming up next week is the NFL draft. And Mike Vrabel hasn't given any press conferences lately. And it's he's going to have to get in front of the press. And for those of like me who watched him give press conferences for a while, he really tries to do the Bill Belichick, like, I don't know, buddy. I'm not going to answer that question. Next question. It might get intense. Yeah. I don't know. I would keep an eye out for it. It's an interesting story. And again, I think the caveat for it is like there is a gross element to the critiques that are happening here.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it, and then my wife brought it up to me, and then she was like, and they got pictures of him at this resort. Apparently he was supposed to be, him and his buddies were just meeting up with some of her and her friends, because like the friends were hooking up and they just were there together and whatever. And I go, oh well, I mean, that's possible. They might just be, you know what I mean? They might just be exaggerating with this. Then she showed me the picture of them side hugging. And she goes, is this something you just do with somebody you're a friend with? I said, now let me just play devil's advocate for 1 minute here. Okay, maybe they're friends and know each other, because she does cover the scene and he's been on the scene since he was a player. Maybe they do kind of know each other and are friendly. And maybe she just had a moment up on that roof where like she kind of broke down, her dog just died and she was on the road or wasn't there or something. And he kind of leaned in, just gave her a little side hug, like, oh shit, I'm real sorry about that. You know what I mean? It could have been something like that. Then she showed me the pictures of them holding hands and looking into each other's eyes. And I was like, no, these are two people trying to find each other's soul. This ain't right.
I mean, I think so. Ultimately, I think the other thing too is that like her story about there being friends there, I think is what is that question. Did she lie to cover? And if she lied to cover,
sure, lying to cover.
But she's a reporter, and there's a double standard. It's like Mike Vrabel is, he's not probably going to be. I mean, look, it's the New England Patriots. The happy ending for them is nothing happened to Mike Vrabel.
Yeah,
get my drift about a happy ending.
What are we talking about here? You saying there's some kind of double standard here or something?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, it's hard not to feel like there's at least some double standard in the sense that like there's going to be zero repercussions for him if something comes out. And
well, there's zero fallout on his side, right? It's like completely different, right?
But there's no ethics breach.
Well, there's no ethics breach and integrity. And at the end of the day, the Athletic is answering to shareholders. If the integrity of the paper's messed up, people's money's messed up. On the other side, that the Patriots are owned by one dude. There's no shareholders, like you just said, and Robert Kraft. With the happy endings and the Asian massage parlors and the underage ladies and probably human trafficking and everything that was involved in that.
Oh my
What's
God.
he going to tell Vrabel? Your poor sons? What are you thinking? What's he going to say? So yeah, there's going to be nothing happening on the other end. Sure.
Yeah, it's rough. That's rough, man. That is so rough. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's a mixed up story, but it is one of those stories where like Page 6 meets ESPN. My wife knows about it. So you should be able to talk to anybody about it.
I would say this is the first time that my wife has ever cared that the Patriots were cheating, but she was a big Peyton Manning fan, so she don't like none of that Tom Brady.
We should have led with that. We should have led with that headline. The Patriots are cheating again. I can't believe that's not.
That's what I said in the cold open. I said Patriots are cheating again. What? Are we surprised by this? I don't know, man. Who knows what was going on with Giselle and Vrabel? Who knows? That could have been the kickoff point. I don't know.
Maybe Gronk. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe, oh man.
Okay. I got an interesting story for you here. And this is kind of bonkers. So I have a question for you. Do you know what look maxing is, Mike?
Look maxing. Yeah, I have no idea. So let me try to take a guess because this will be fun.
Yeah.
Look maxing. I'm gonna say this is some kind of pop culture saying that like girls in their 20s are using like before they go out, they get themselves all done up and then they put like a few more touches on because they're look maxing for the night.
Very close.
Yes!
Very close, but not quite. What about Mogged, and I'll give you a hint. It's happening to you right now.
Mogged?
Yeah.
It's happening to me right now.
Yeah, you're getting mogged.
You're kind of telling me I'm right about something, but you're gonna clown me.
No, that's wrong too. But you're getting mogged right now. Have you ever mewed before?
Have I ever mooed before? Like a cow?
Mewed.
Like we're mutually nude together, me and two people. Like, are we mewed? Is that what we mutually nude? I'm good at this game, bro.
Listen, these are all terms that are part of like this subculture that's online that has kind of matured probably around the beginning of COVID. And it's actually, look maxing is actually a thing. And there's a website about it that a lot of young men are doing. And it's about like molding and sculpting your body to be perfect. But the idea is that like that looks are the most important commodity that you have. So like, remember when we were growing up and like there'd be all these stories about how like Cosmopolitan magazine and Vogue were like creating like body dysmorphia for women.
Yeah.
Well, now flip it, because it's happening to young men. And some of it came on the advent of COVID, because you had a lot of young kids that were like online, like a lot of young boys coming of age, like in that sort of that mid to late adolescent age and they're no longer in high school. They're not like physically going to high school. So they all went online and they all found these weird subcultures. One of these subcultures is called look maxing. And what they do crazy shit. They like hammer their jaw to create microfractures to make a better jawline.
Oh, I did hear some shit about
They do like steroid injections and all this stuff. And I may fuck up the name now because I'm like I didn't practice it a bunch. But there's this guy named, let me find my notes because, I'm a mess. Here, can we cut this out? Is that okay?
No.
You motherfucker.
You
fucking let me twist in the wind. I got notes, guys.
I think I said it at the beginning of the show, scapulodicus or some shit.
Clavicle. It doesn't matter.
How do you say it?
Clavicle.
Clavicular?
Clavicular.
That's it. Now, see, if I was at the doctor and he said you're having some pain that's not really in your shoulder, it's just behind your shoulder, Mike, I'd say, yeah, it's like clavicular. It's like clavicular.
Yeah,
it's back there
like
behind my clavicle, around by the shoulder blade.
I've been feeding that baby so much, my arm is stiffened up, and I got a pain in my clavicular.
I got some clavicular pain, doc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like I got a migraine headache. So I think it's coming from my clavicular.
Is this his name because he's got the best looking clavicles or some shit?
No, I don't know, but his name is Brandon Peters. He's 20 years old, supposedly, although some people online question how old he actually is. And he's from New Jersey, and his parents are bodybuilders, and when he was 15 years old, he's making all these claims that he's like doing all this stuff to be like look max, to like look at his peak. It's very transactional. It's like you kind of commodifying yourself. You're like, I have to look a certain way to be this thing. So he would like go on streams and he would like hit his jaw and fracture his jaw, but like that's not the end of it.
To what? Okay.
To look
like perfect. You've got a broke jaw?
Apparently it breaks your jaw, and when it reheals, it like you get a better jawline.
Your bone mass becomes thicker and more full.
I guess. I mean, there's nothing.
We called that Clint Eastwood, but you used to have your buddy punch you. But anyway, go ahead.
It's like, I get a broken nose and I have more character, right?
This is when your mom is dumb. Like, these are the kids who are eating Tide Pods. But please, go ahead.
Maybe same generation. Maybe those kids are voting now. But the other part of it too is that like he, at 14 claims that he started taking steroids. He says that he does meth and he encourages people to do meth so that they'll lose weight and they'll be skinnier and then his cheekbones would look gaunt.
Now, I'm telling you, 20 years in Detroit, riding the rigs in Detroit, I've seen some meth heads, my friend, and they are always extremely attractive. No.
Yeah, they look super thin.
No. Don't do meth to think you're going to look attractive.
And he's also like claims that he's neurodivergent and that he may be on the autism spectrum, which it could be. He's certainly like really socially awkward. So he first kind of entered the news, and this is like where I got interested in the story. He's like, he entered the news because he did this interview with 60 Minutes Australia. And in the interview, it like goes super awkwardly where the guy like calls him out and is like, look, like you're associated with some of these guys that are, you know, incels. They have a bad history. They're alt-right guys. You know, he's on video singing the Kanye West Heil Hitler song at one point, like all kinds of crazy alt-right stuff.
They're hitting himself in the head with a hammer for 15 years.
And he is the fastest growing male influencer out there right now. He's like,
this is why I hate this. Why I said earlier, I don't want the algorithm. What?
But I mean, look, you got 2 sons. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you got boys. I mean, your son's older, but it's out there, and he's certainly appealing to a certain subsect of people. Now, whether it's like the watching him is like he's a train wreck, and so that's why we're attracted to it, or is it like the fascination behind it, or is it just there's this money behind it, and there's no way to kind of stop what he's doing? But he's like openly doing drugs on live streams on this streamer app, and he's like doing meth and doing all this stuff. So he goes to the 60-minute interview and he's called out, and then he calls out the interviewee, and it's super awkward. And he's like, well, you shouldn't bring up that stuff. That's really rude of you to bring it up. Like, I'm not going to bring up the fact that your wife had an affair on you. And then the interviewer goes, I don't have a wife. And then he cancels the interview. He just gets up and leaves.
Just made some shit up.
And I thought that was the story, because it was just like the whole community of this is like, you got to be an alpha male. You got to do this alpha dog shit. Yeah, well, you got to be this kind of guy, whatever, right? That's the whole thing. And like, meanwhile, you're doing HGH and pumping whatever it is into your body. I mean, there's a live stream where he pumps like fat dissolving, like injects it right into his girlfriend's face. It's crazy. There's like crazy amounts of body dysmorphia with this. And this is like, you're really,
what are we giving this air for, man? Like, what the
Well, this is what I'll say.
Okay.
Last night, he goes on his live stream, drinks some weird drug, and ODs on his live stream. And everybody's like, this is like the most fucking online thing right now.
Did they save him?
The next day, he posts a photo of himself. Like, I was like, oh, well, maybe we won't do this story. And then this morning, he posts a photo of himself, and it's on like People and E, like they're all covering the story. He's got like blood wiped on his face, and he's like, oh, last night was rough. And then he said he's not going to do any drugs anymore. But like, here's where I come at it from. This kid's clearly in trouble, right? Like, for whatever reason, his family is like, he's a kid. He's 20. You know, it's like, obviously, if I could give him advice, which you wouldn't listen to because he's maybe a sociopath, is that like, stop doing this. These aren't the answers.
That's solid. Yeah. You should have got into counseling, Dunbar. That's fucking solid. Hold on, everybody. Wait a second. Wait a second here. Let's give me some more of this self-help speak you have. Stop doing this.
Stop it.
Oh my God.
Stop. Just smack him. Stop it.
Okay. Hey, there it is. We solved it.
We solved it.
Hey, why don't you figure out Iran real quick?
But here's I think that like where I come from it as it's like, you know, clearly this guy's got issues and like he needs to stop. We have a whole ecosystem of people who are making money off of this. All these social media companies are getting all this engagement off of this guy who is kind of maybe self-destructing, might kill himself. I don't know. I wonder if like the spectacle, like this is all like how real it is, or is he just playing the game of the system? And then there's going to be other kids who see this shit and do it. You know, I mean, you have
something to think about.
Yeah.
Here's something to think about. A lot of truth is said in jest, a little tongue in cheek here, but maybe this will cut down on the amount of school shootings because that. Now hear me out.
That's rough, dude. That's dark.
Now hear me out, right? Because it's usually these kids that feel like bullied or marginalized, or they don't know where they fit in or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And they're seeking some kind of attention. And that used to be like the ultimate attention. To give them more to it, there's, more to
Yeah.
it than that, depression and mental illness and things like that. But if like they can turn into these live streams and get all this attention this way by just harming themselves, I don't know.
But
I'm
I
not
think, like, do you
condoning it,
feel
but
like there's like, because there's some statistics to back this up, and like, this is my question for you, because your son's like in college. Like, is he a senior already?
yeah, he'll be graduating this summer.
He's graduating this summer. You're not too far away from having a kid in your house, a young man in your house. Like, these numbers kind of were astonishing to me a little bit. It's like, what's happening with young men in the United States right now? I mean, I know this is kind of a serious question, but like 15% of young men in this most recent survey say that they have zero close friends. That's
Internet.
Internet, that's up from 3%. 57% of men feel like they're feeling lonely. That number's up. 27% of Gen Z men have never been in a serious relationship.
Internet.
60% of young men believe women have unfair expectations of how men should act. And 59% say that it's simply too difficult to find a potential partner. So why he walked down an interview is because he was asked if he was an incel. And that is like a term, for those of you who don't know, means like involuntary celibate. And that the peak age of despair among young men is around 23. And, there's a lot of downward pressure now. It's not as easy to find a job, to build a career, to have kind of hope for the future that it was when we were younger. And I'm just like, I think it's kind of a perfect conversation for us to have, being like old heads here. It's like, how do you see a solution to this? Like, do you see a way to, like, I have kids. I think about it all the time, and like how the internet is going to affect who they are and all that stuff that I don't have any control over. It's like, I think of it as like your high school years, you kind of figure out like, okay, these are the tools that I have to impress girls and like be sociable and figure out how to be sociable. This kid started injecting steroid into his body at the beginning of COVID and then was isolated for 2 years. Right.
Yeah.
It's like, do you care? I mean, I guess like, are you just like,
listen, this is what I'll say about it. I mean, clearly he's an idiot, but clearly some things were going on while he was younger. This is what I'll say about it. I think everybody needs to do what Australia is doing right now. And that's another story. They just passed a law that a little while ago that like you are not allowed to be on or have social media accounts until you're 16 years old. You are not allowed. You are not allowed. And now every other country is starting to every other country, outside of like, third world countries, every other country is now getting on board with this. Like, well, wait a minute, we thought we wouldn't be able to do this. They did it. Why can't we do it? And I think we absolutely should. I absolutely think that's the problem, and we tried to also protect these kids from everything so damn much that like as a society, we got to a point where it was like, you can't feel bad ever. Everything has to be so good, and it's got to be so, everybody's got to be this and that, to the point where you had to separate everybody to have that kind of reality. You can't have a bunch of people in the same room talking and conversing and doing all kinds of things together,
making mistakes,
different points of view,
messy.
and you can't have everybody in the same room, because guess what? Somebody's going to say something mean. So we had to separate everybody. And then once they learned how to monetize everybody being separated, shit, that's where we're at right now. They don't know how to act. They don't know how to act.
They don't know how to handle the emotional pressure. I think the thing I noticed the most with like, I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I have some that are pretty, in that teenage years.
Yeah.
I think there's a level like with us, like when we were growing up, I didn't spend any time with my parents. Like I was out I woke up, I walked out the door. I was out. And all that socializing was like,
and you got made fun of, and you got punched,
got humiliated,
and you got humiliated, and you had moments of humiliating, and you had moments of punching somebody else, maybe, or you had
like,
moments,
I really
you
like
had
that
highs,
girl, and
you had lows, you had disappointment. You had to learn how to fucking be a human being.
And our parents weren't getting involved with it. And it's hard. I mean, I get it. Like, as a parent, like, you want to protect your kid. I mean, not for the most. I mean, look, like, you go to a party and there's a girl you're interested in, then all of a sudden she's like hooking up with some other dude, and you're like, oh, I feel like shit for maybe a day or two, and then you're like, okay, well, moving on, like,
you
whatever.
know what I mean? Like, listen,
but like, some of these kids haven't even approached a girl in
because they don't leave the bedroom.
Real life.
You got to be out. You got to be able to see real women to approach one.
Yeah, but you also have to know how to talk to them and not be a creep.
Well, listen. Again, you should be some kind of psychologist or something with that tip. You have to know how to talk to her. Guys, everyone listen to this show. You will never know how to correctly speak to a woman. You will say something stupid at some point. You will not know.
Of course you will. And the other part of it too is like, that's the fun of it. The fun of it is like all the nerves and going and telling this girl that you like her and getting rejected or not. The best feeling in the world is asking somebody that you like out and her saying yes. That is like one of the best feelings ever.
I mean, yeah, and you get told no 8 times before that. So
yeah, exactly. And you learn to like be like, okay, yeah, like I know where, but it's also like I know where I stand. I know where I can't go here. I can't go up here.
Yeah,
but I can do here maybe.
Let's talk about this kid's parents for a minute too. He's been doing all this since he's 14, 15, online presence, doing these things himself, and they didn't know. Of course they know. Of course they know. And they're
bodybuilders, right? So are they complicit? And then like, why aren't people calling CPS on this family if he's been doing like here's the societal thing. It's like, we're all kind of staring at this going, okay. But like,
there's no,
in a healthy society, someone should be stepping in and being like, no,
there's no,
we're not going to let this guy live stream ODing.
Well, I mean, people at the highest level are showing us that shit. Don't do whatever the fuck you want to do, and there's no repercussions, man. So, I mean, I'm not trying to get all political about it, but I'm like, geez, Pete's like, in the grand scheme of things, this kid harming himself is like so far down the totem pole of what shocks people, and that's shocking because it should shock people.
Yeah.
Why are there no arrests made? Kids doing drugs right on his, you know what I mean? Like, why are there no
Miami? In Miami. So it's like, but it's like, it's, I don't know if we all got to reevaluate what we're doing. Like, we live in this kind of WWE-ification of everything. Everything, like, whether he's doing it for real or not, like, or whether it's a stunt, I really genuinely don't know. I mean, I watched the video. It looked pretty real to me. It was kind of horrifying.
Yeah.
And like, but it's almost like that doesn't even matter if it was real or fake.
You shouldn't be able to fake it.
You shouldn't be able to fake it, but it's like, for the audience, for spectators, it doesn't matter because it like sparks this firestorm around the thing.
You get clicks.
And you're getting clicks. And like, who's going to stop this kid? Not that I particularly care about this kid,
Listen, nobody's got to stop this kid. He's going to stop himself.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to stop himself.
Yeah, and
then we're all going to be fucking watching parents on TV go, oh, my baby. And I'm like, man, I got no sympathy for you. You sit there and watched it happen. You sat there and watched it happen.
And this is the thing for people who don't have kids. You realize, like, one, your kid evolves as they grow, but also, like, you spend so much of your time forecasting how you're going to, like, help them navigate a world that is probably not really particularly kind. And you realize very quickly, like, you really have no control over what's going to happen to them when they get older. The best thing you can do is instill them with a value set so that they can make good decisions in the future.
And I'm just going to tell you this, I'm just going to tell you this right now. That's all you can try to do.
Yeah.
I can tell you this right now firsthand. That's all you can try to do. Doesn't mean they're going to get it. You can't stop them from turning into this kid. That's, but this is a 14, 15. He's doing this at 14, 15. You can get involved in stuff. I'm just telling you right now, you could be the best damn parent in the world. You could have a kid go off the rails. I'm telling you that. But at some point, you got to do something though. You can't just be complicit in it. You got to you got to draw the line and be like, I'm not going to be a part of this, man. You know.
But like today, we sat down with my daughter, and like she was like, "I want to watch TV." We're like, "We don't watch TV on the weekdays. We don't let her watch, any TV. Not really, but we try and set that rule." And we're like, "No, we're sitting at the dinner table, and we're going to ask each other about each other's day."
Sure.
And it's not the easiest thing to do, especially when the baby's crying and all this stuff is happening, and all this shit is going on. It's not easy, but you set those boundaries, because in those small decisions, you're also setting a value set. And there's tragic that this kid didn't have that in his life. But I hope I hope he doesn't ruin other people's lives. Like he's telling kids to do shitty things. Someone should stop him.
Having a good conversation and some laughs and shit. And here the algorithm that jumped out the closet and got my ass again. Now look at my face right now. I'm not having fun right now. I'm not fucking having fun right now. You kidding me? Good God.
I think we're going to hit these topics every once in a while.
Yeah, well, I guess it need to be talked about.
But, I think it's a good topic for two guys like us who've seen the world a little bit, who are guys.
This is crazy.
Young men come upon this stupid-ass podcast, like...
I can't understand. I'm going to tell you a trend right now I don't understand, and I just saw Nick Cannon doing it on TV. What's with grown-ass men wearing crop tops now?
I don't know, man. I will never wear a crop top.
You know what I'm saying?
Much meat underneath this shirt.
This is not a thing where like I'm not talking about transgender or cross dress. That's not what I'm talking about. That's a different thing. If that's your thing, that's
sure.
Your thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about regular, out there heterosexual, like Nick Cannon type. I got 15 babies. I'm a dude and I love being a dude. Got a crop top on. I'm going, wait a minute, what? I've seen it more than a few times, man. And I'm like, wait, is this you're trying to get a trend going?
It's like I'm showing off my body, like that. I work
then
on
just
this
take
body,
your shirt off, dude. Then just take
just go shirtless
off,
underneath the blazer.
You look good without your shirt. Just take your shirt off. I don't need to see your belly button.
But remember, like back in the day when it was like Sweetness would have like the crop top when he was working out and the things. Maybe that's
in the weight room or at practice. That's a different thing. Yeah, that's a different thing. I mean, we all cut our shirts off for football practice because it was just cooler under your pads. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about going out to the club in a crop top, and I'm like,
maybe you should try it. Maybe you should try it.
Hey,
maybe it'll be liberating for you.
And then it'll be liberating for everybody else in the club. I tell you that, right?
Is it just a t-shirt? Is it like see-through? Is it like
he was wearing his under a jacket
football jersey?
He was wearing his under a jacket, like he had a whole like outfit on, like he had like a big like leather jacket and pants or whatever, and then a crop top under it. I was like, this is a weird look. It's a weird look.
So much of this stuff is like just trying to get noticed. Like we're talking about it,
but everybody already knows the dude. I don't get it.
I'll never get over the time he like said that that white people are evil because they don't have enough melanin in their skin.
Yeah, he was trying to hit some kind of punchline there. I would guarantee that he thought it was some kind of clever play on word where he was kind of like trying to use the word melanin with another word that meant something else, but he had mixed up the meaning of it. So like the joke didn't land and he didn't understand why, and he just doubled down.
He's got a long history of mixing up the meaning of a lot of things.
That's what I'm saying. It was probably something where he meant to be a joke, like they're not nice because they don't have enough melanin or melatonin. What's the pill that chills you out at night to sleep? Melatonin or whatever. He probably meant to do like a melatonin joke, and he said melanin, and he fucked it up.
Maybe, yeah. I think he's a dummy. I think he's a dummy. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not going to cross paths with him.
I mean, we're not personal friends,
I almost feel prepared for my weekend. I almost feel like I know everything that's going on in the zeitgeist of.
You want to talk about the Trump and the Pope? You want to talk
about
Trump v. Pope? Okay, let's get it. You know what? Let's get it.
In this corner is Donald Trump.
This is one of my favorite.
280 pounds of McDonald's.
He wishes he was 280. Listen, this one's funny to me because I posted about this earlier this week, man, that Trump and the Pope going head to head got Catholics' minds exploding right now, man, because that Catholic group is MAGA, bro. I mean, they're MAGA. Yeah. Oh, and their heads are just exploding right now.
Knights
you know what I mean?
Knights of Columbus.
Oh man, like I know so many people that are like devout Catholics and they're super MAGA, and I'm like, this has
Well,
just got their minds exploding.
let's walk people through it a little bit. Like it's like the Pope comes out and
Yeah,
criticizes
yeah.
Trump. Trump
Mhm.
comes out and criticizes the Pope.
Not a big fan.
And
Not a
it's
big fan of the Pope.
not a,
Really bad Pope. Really bad Pope. Crooked hat. Not a good hat.
and the details of why they're criticizing are very serious, but the feud is kind of playing out again. Trump is the WWE president,
Yeah, yeah.
like him
And
or
then
not.
he
But
posted the
actually,
picture of himself as Jesus, and then the Pope was like, "Nah, son,
but
we
the
ain't
best
doing
part,
that."
but the best part is Trump at that dumbass, like stepping outside of the Oval Office and being like, I thought that he was a Red Cross worker healing
Yeah, yeah.
somebody. I thought it
I
was
was
a
supposed to be
doctor.
a doctor. Okay, all right. He don't give a fuck, man. He knows what he's saying is insane.
I know, but what happened online that is like the funniest thing is like all of a sudden people started using AI. This is what AI should be used for. Is making AI
Oh,
images of like
oh yeah,
doctors on the pit
oh yeah.
dressed in Jesus robes,
They fucked him up.
and
They fucked him up.
fucked
They
him
fucked
up
him up.
hard.
But and it's like it's. I think this is going to further the Epstein files stuff because now you got two known pedophile groups at war with each other, and how soon till they start throwing each other's trash in the street? You know what I mean? When you got two people that are feuding about something, and they're both guilty of the same thing, they're going to try to throw somebody under the bus real quick. I mean, that's how like Trump exposed Epstein, right? I mean, he was like, I got to get out in front of this. I'm going to just tell on him, and then I'll deny it. You know what I mean? So the Catholic Church pedophiles, Trump pedophile. So they're just, you know what I mean? So this is crazy. Now they're fighting. I'm like, oh shit, somebody tell some shit. You know, that's what I want.
I mean, I think the thing that's nuts to me is that like I grew up in a very fire and brimstone kind of country, like in Tennessee. Like I got told at like 8 years old I was going to hell because I wasn't Church of Christ at a Church of Christ Sunday school, going to visit. If I went to my friend's house on a Saturday night, I had to go to church with them. And whether it was Church of Christ or Southern Baptist or Pentecostal or we were Episcopalian, so we were like the weird church, Methodist. I got told I was going to hell by a Sunday school teacher. So I know a little bit about
just
like
for
that
being a different religion,
just for being a different denomination.
It's crazy, man. It's
so a different denomination.
It's so
crazy. And so it was like I know, and most of a big chunk of my family and a lot of the people I grew up with are MAGA, hardcore MAGAs. Like I get in arguments online all the time with it. And there was a lot of talk about revelations in the Antichrist all the time. But like depicting yourself, this is the conversation that's happening now. It's like depicting yourself as Jesus, presenting yourself as false idol.
That's exactly what they said he would do.
It's exactly what they said he would do.
Exactly what they said he would do.
Leopards eat my face, maxing, like burning MAGA hats. It is so crazy. And it is this weird, I don't know what you think about it, but it's like this weird world of like, this is the president of the United States. There's serious shit going on in the world, but this is the lead story. And it is like tragic that that's the case, but it is also the mechanisms inside of it are so hilarious that it can't be ignored.
Let's jump into the book of Revelations for a minute here, my good friend Dunbar, because we all know the story that the Antichrist will come and pretend that he is Jesus, not reincarnate, but like Jesus come back, right? We know the story. The story is that he'll have everyone believing that he is Jesus returned, but he's really the Antichrist. And when that book was written, I don't think they had the foresight of where we would be with social media and entertainment and television and things at this point. They're thinking through cave minds of he'll be able to trick everybody because they won't know. We can see. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they had the wherewithal that we would be on social media watching him say and do stupid things. And now everybody's going, oh, this is the Antichrist. Oh, you're not tricking me. I see that this whole thing is what you said it would be. They had the foresight back then to understand that, like, once Jesus does come, because that's Old Testament. So once Jesus does come and saves the world, clearly human nature is that somebody will try to imitate him to take over power. They knew that back then. And they didn't know we'd have all this technology, man. We could see it.
Should we all go to church on Sunday? Should we just all go just to be safe? Just to be safe?
No, we should not. No, we should not.
You know, I got a kid's birthday party to go to.
Yeah, no. Are you kidding me right now with this? Man, it's hilarious to me. Trump v. Pope. I think Pope's winning. I think Pope. This is also one of my favorites. This is also one of my favorites. Is when the administration, especially J.D. Vance, was like, I don't think the Pope should be having any kind of public comments about our politics. What do you mean our politics? Bros from Chicago, deuce. You know what I mean? Like, the Pope shouldn't be commenting about our politics here in America. He's in Vatican City. Dude is from Chicago. He's a citizen. He gets to vote in the election, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
It is such a weird time right now. I think, like, the one thing, like, I just want to remind everybody of, and you're going to say Captain Obvious again, is like, this is not how we used to do this. This is not normal. It is not normal. We didn't used to be at each other's throats all the time. We didn't have like this weird, bizarre messaging coming out. We didn't have the president tweeting AI images of him as Jesus Christ healing weird. John Stewart. We didn't have weird. We didn't have. Although that guy on the bed looks a little like you too, like you know.
Lay hands on me. Lay hands on me.
Night of heavy drinking.
I'm not going to say I couldn't use some fixing. You know what I mean? I don't think he can do it, but
the meme war has been very fun. The how he's gotten roasted on there is pretty hilarious. And he is, you know, take whatever you want from him. And Obama had a sense of humor, but he is just in his core, whether he's the butt of the joke or whether he's making the joke, is our funniest president. I mean, there's just like, he is hilarious in every facet of the meaning of it.
Yeah.
You know, he wears diapers and shits his pants as public. Like, let's get real.
I mean,
that's hilarious.
He's comedy gold. He's comedy gold, man. Except it's costing us real gold, man. You know what I mean? Like,
and I hate to, I mean, I know we don't want to venture too far into politics, but I will say this is like, people got to understand, he's strip mining our economy. The corruption is so outrageous. We're going to be paying for this dude for decades. For decades.
The show is not worth the advertising right now. I'm gonna tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. It's not.
No,
it's not
I mean, this show is. This show is.
Trump v. Pope. This is Kong versus Godzilla, man. I can't wait to see how this one works out, man.
I feel like they should bring back Celebrity Deathmatch for this.
Oh, like, my God, man. That show.
I mean, why not do the MMA fights on the White House lawn? Let's just let the Pope and Trump knock each other around a little bit.
You know what, man? God, I'd pay to watch that.
Yeah.
I'd pay to watch that. I'd pay to watch that, man.
I give Dana White that money.
I think it'd be so fucking boring. We'd have to give each of them a switchblade. We got to ramp this thing up. Both of you get one switchblade. You know what I mean?
Machetes. Fuck it. Machetes.
I want it to last a minute or two. You know what I mean? I want to see some of that good old movie. You know, I want to see some of that going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Let it get bloody. Anyway, I think I'm ready. I think I'm prepared.
I think you're ready for the weekend. I think everybody should be ready for the weekend. If you don't have shit to talk about now, I mean, you just got brushed up. You just got brushed up on a lot of information. Information, all right? It might not be information. It was information. You got a lot of it, factual and true.